This short video will help remind you what is meant by square root and cube root and the symbols we use to say square root and cube root. Now, as you know, mathematicians are very lazy and they don't like writing. So instead of writing find the square root of 16, a mathematician will put the symbol that looks like a tick with a kind of line across the top, and that means exactly the same thing. So if you see that tick, then what this is saying is, can you tell me the square root of 16? So if I wrote square root 25, then that's saying, can you tell me what the square root of 25 is? So we'll move on to what it actually means now, but that's the symbol we use to say find the square root of a number. Now you should know that if we square a number, then we multiply that number by itself. So the square of 5 is 5 times 5, which is 25. That can also be written in a shorter way, and we can say 5 to the power 2 also means 5 squared. And obviously that is exactly the same. It means 25. So if you understand what the square means, the square root is going back from the number back to what was squared, and that's what square root means. So if we want to know the square root of 25, the answer will be 5, and that is because 5 squared equals 25. So if 5 squared equals 25, which it does, then the square root of 25 is 5. So we'll look at some more now. So if we're asked to find the square root of 9, the answer would be 3, and the reason is because 3 times 3 equals 9. So have a think about what the square root of 100 will be and the square root of 36 will be. Perhaps stop the video for a moment. Okay, if you come up with the right answer, you'll come up with the square root of 100 is 10, because 10 times 10 is 100. The square root of 36 is 6, because 6 times 6 is 100. So I'll now show you a chart that gives you all the square and square roots you'll probably need to know for your maths work in school. So the table shows you all the square roots you'd be expected to do in your head without a calculator. And these are all the square numbers between 1 and 100 are listed here. And so if we square root these numbers, we come back to what was squared to give those numbers. So the square root of 25 is 5, since 5 squared is 25. So what if you were asked to do an estimate? What if you were asked to do an estimate of the square root of 66? Well, I'd hope you'd realise that this answer would be somewhere between 8 and 9, because 8 squared is 64, which is slightly too small, and 9 squared is 81, which is too large. In fact, our answer looks as though it would be close to 8. So I might estimate the answer to be approximately 8.2. And I'd need to check that on a calculator to see how good my estimate is.